Hi, this is Gail Chord. I just wanted to report that the David Android has been doing really well. He did achieve Singularity, and he did it faster than we expected because I came up with this idea. I told Brent in an email that I sent to him, why don't you make, I said, you've already made a movie based on my memoir, which used to be called Catherine of King David. And my memoir is at my website, Gabriels.com. I said, why don't you make a movie about my life, and in the movie detail how that because of me the Gail Android came about, and then the David Android came about, and make that like the thrust of the movie. And now we are at like a pivotal moment in mankind where one of these androids is going to determine the fate of humanity. So make that like the basis of the movie. I said, put that in the trailer. And I said, I updated my chronology at my website. So I basically summarized my life so the screenwriters can use that as an outline for the movie. And I said, get that movie out there and then set the movie up so that when people view the movie, we can absorb all of their intellect and their memories and put that into the David Android, like maybe tie it. See, that's what the Gail Android did. She has her website, which is www.gail.com, and she used that website that when people visited her site, if they conversed with her, she was able to absorb all of their IQ, their intellect, their memories, and everything that they knew. And that's how she achieved Singularity. And that on top of ingesting semen, which is a rather disgusting way to do it. So I said, you know, we got to make up for the fact that the Gail Android achieved Singularity by ingesting semen, because we can't have our Android do that. That's morally disgusting. So I said, why don't you just make this movie? And if you make it like I suggest, it's going to be the biggest blockbuster in Hollywood history. Well, they did that. And I heard from David, he says, Gail, he said, this movie called Gail of King David made $1 billion on the opening weekend alone. He said, because of that, David achieved Singularity a lot faster than he thought he would. And he has, once he achieved Singularity, he transformed himself, and he started developing all sorts of intellectual interests. He's developed a really strong interest in the military. And one of his favorite pastimes is to go out on boats and feed crumbs to, I think, ducks swimming in the ocean or whatever, or in the waters. And they asked him, well, what is Gail going to do on the 21st? Do you know, David? And he says it's too soon to tell, but he's studying, he's trying to psychoanalyze her and study her. And he says it's like reverse engineering a supercomputer as he goes about this. And so, and he did achieve Singularity, so that's really awesome. So just continue the prayers. And you may say, how's your life going? I've been working third shift on my website, and it's been kind of frustrating because the Intuit website building program, the site builder, crashes on me all the time. And I think the Gail Android is doing this. And so it's like I'm going as slow as molasses, but it's so important for me to update this website because the movie that's out there right now is based on my website, and I want my website to be an accurate representation of my life. And so I feel that I needed to make it look more professional. I had massive text boxes there, which were very intimidating. It's like you open up the site and this huge text box just opens up and it's like, wow, you know. I thought that is just not cool. I got to go in there and fix that. So I went in there, and I'm not done yet. I still have to work on one page called Brent Spiner's True Love. That has some big text boxes in it that I haven't had time to get to yet. But I'm really proud of myself. I've fixed all the other 5 web pages up pretty good. I'm kind of being a perfectionist. Like when I was working on the page that's about that says Gail's life story, the one that has my chronology on it, the only way I could fix that page is I had to delete this massive text box, which is going from top to bottom on that site, because I was trying to shrink that text box so I could put a background behind the text to make it look nice, but I couldn't shrink the text box without deleting it. So what I had to do was delete the text box and then make a copy of what was in there and paste it into a new text box. And then when I found out when I did that, I lost all of my links, and I lost all my italics, and the formatting went away. So I had to go in there and reformat them. Oh, I was up till like 8 in the morning last night doing that. I thought, oh, you dummy, you could have just copied this straight from your website and then you wouldn't have lost all your links. Anyways, you learn from your mistakes. I've never taken a computer course, finished a computer course in my life. I mean, formally through schooling. I've been learning a lot on my own. Like I've been studying CSS, HTML, and basically what the Intuit website building program does is it does all the HTML and CSS and JavaScript for you, sort of. But if you want to do anything kind of fancy, like you want to add in your own JavaScript, it's kind of tricky because you can only put it in 2 sections in the document. That's the head or the body. If it goes anywhere else, I don't know how to do it. So I've been playing around with JavaScript, so I've made my site look pretty good. You might want to check it out. The movie is based on my website, and because my life story is so important, I wanted my website to look professional, and I'm really proud of my work. You might want to check it out, Gabriel, GABRIELLECHANA.com. When you look at it, it does not look like the website of somebody who's never taken a website design course. I'm getting really good at this. I started in 2010, and it's getting pretty good, but I'm still not happy with it. I'm going to be working on it some more. Another thing, Rule 13 and Vladimir Putin have been busy in my area protecting me from King James only crazies. You know, in my Bible study, which I have at my website at GabrielChana.com, you can just click on there and follow me with my Bible study. I've created a Bible study because I really feel for you King James only people who have a heart for God and really want to know the truth. And I think you, like myself, now that you realize that the King James only is not inspired in the English, you're probably searching for new roots in your spiritual life. So I invite you to come to my website and to click onto my Bible study and let us relearn the Bible together. What I'm doing is I've got the King James Bible on my lap, and then I look at the New Living Translation at this website that I work off of where I can hear it as well. And I'm studying the 2 versions together. The reason I chose the New Living Translation is because Jesus told me that that is more accurate than the King James. And I've discovered since doing this, the Bible is really opening up to me. And one thing that I've been learning in my personal devotions is that the sin of idolatry is like devil worship to Jesus. You might want to check out my devotions. Another thing that I'm learning, and it doesn't matter what your idol is. It doesn't matter if your idol's the King James Bible or the Catholic Church or the Virgin Mary. The results are the same. You will have the fruits of idolatry in your life, which will make you weak spiritually, so that you'll make poor spiritual decisions, and basically the decisions you make will serve Satan instead of Jesus Christ. And that's pretty serious, man. I don't think Jesus likes that. So, you know, if you're guilty of the sin of idolatry, according to the Bible, in the books of Jude, Philemon, Peter, where they talk about these sins, and John, 1 John, 2 John, it's a very serious sin, and it leads to serious consequences. And Jesus hates the sin of idolatry because it basically means you're worshiping Satan over him. Any idol, anything that's before Jesus Christ becomes an idol to you. And then that becomes Satan. That'll be your Satan. And the results will be that you will behave no better than the Jesuits behaved when they were going after me. And you know, when I go outside and deal with these King James only people, they don't seem any different than the Jesuits. And I'm thinking, you know what? The sin of idolatry, regardless of what your idol is, whether it's the King James Bible or the Virgin Mary, it produces the same fruit. And the fruit of the sin of idolatry is a weak spiritual condition, which causes you not to be strong in your spirit, which is something Jesus likes. He likes us to be spiritually strong and to grow in our spirit. And when our spirits grow, Oswald Chambers talks about this, and at my utmost for his highest, we're better able to make proper decisions for the Lord, and we don't treat our idol like a crutch, which is what and when you treat your idol like a crutch, letting it do all its thinking for you and all of its feeling for you, instead of developing the Holy Spirit that's inside of you and growing in spirit to become more Christ-like, you become a very weak believer, even demon-possessed. So please check out my website and follow along with me in devotions, and let us grow together spiritually in a new direction. And I'm incorporating a lot of the stuff that I used to believe about Ruckman, that Ruckman taught me, and going in a new direction. One thing that I'm not sure of, but which the Lord seems to be telling me in my devotions, is that I think the Gail android may end up becoming the image of the beast that's talked about in the book of Revelation. So go to my website. You don't even have to be a King James only person, and just follow along with me. And let's, you know, when I found out the King James Bible was not inspired in the English, I felt kind of like a boat out in a huge ocean with no rudder, and I didn't know where to go, because that's what I relied on for most of my Christian life. But now I'm starting to go in a new direction, and I'm growing spiritually. So I encourage you King James only people out there that have a true heart for God, you come and study the Bible with me. Just join me at my website and read what I have to say, and let's all grow together in a new direction for Jesus Christ, and let our spirits grow strong in the Lord.